Hey, what's up guys, Aztec here. In today's video, we are going to be having a first look at Minecraft Live's announced update, caves and cliffs. I'm so excited for this. So, yeah, let's take a look. I can't wait to show you guys.
We have added new cave biomes, and one of them is the LUSH caves.
The LUSH caves. So, here we are in normal Minecraft, right? Here is a preview of the LUSH caves. You can already see kind of it on that tree, and a weird kind of dirt surrounding it, and you go down, and it's beautiful. There's moss, there's vines, there is like a small looking tree, there is an upside down flower. It's just amazing, and I cannot wait to actually experience and play this and make a video on the real update. Like, this is actually happening, guys, and I don't know what to say. I love this so much.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if you saw, but there was this new tree that was actually above on the overworld, and
Yeah.
this is called an azalea tree. So it's a unique type of tree that it'll be easy to spot for players, and if you actually find this and start going down its roots, you will find a lush cave there. So this is another part of adding strategy to mining, where there are certain landmarks which will allow you to understand what you're doing in the game.
And another one of the new blocks is a block called Spore Blossom. And it's that, you maybe saw it in the video, it's a big pink flower that you find in the roof of the lush cave. And it will drip particles from that flower, but it will also actually feel like a big volume around it with particles. So it's similar to the particles that we added to the nether biomes in the nether update. But the cool thing here is that you can move the flower if you want to and get these particles anywhere you want in your world. So you can actually be very creative with that.
So awesome. And the lush caves have a real glow to them from one of the plants.
Yes. So there are vines in the lush caves, and they have glow berries on them, and these are actually a light source. You can also pick them and eat them if you want to.
Spore Blossom. If you guys
And
don't know
another
what that
plant
is,
we
that's a
actually
pink
have
one.
is the drip leaf plant. And you can actually see that they can kind of grow from like water or anywhere else. And they grow quite tall, but they have like a little plant on the top that you can actually hop onto. So the idea of the mechanic behind it is that the leaf will actually tilt down when you stand on it too long. So this will actually make you fall through. However, after a few seconds, it'll come back up. So it's kind of this like platforming block that allows you to just, continue platforming over and over again, which I hope is really exciting for, content creators making maps.
Yeah, you can build like your own platforming levels, and then they will repair themselves. That's good. Kind of neat.
It's so beautiful in there. And there's actually a mob coming to the lush caves.
Yes, there is. But we will actually not tell you about this mob now, because in the end of the show, we will show even more features coming to the Caves and Cliffs update. And then we're gonna show that mob.
Worked on improving the cave generation.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you can see here, this is drastically different to what caves used to look like. And
Whoa.
there's definitely still the old style of caves, but we wanted to make sure that there was much more variety in the sort of caves and the shapes and the sizes you could get. And even here, you can see that there's some water underground.
Yes. So we actually added something
Diamonds.
called local water levels. So in one cave might find like a cave lake, and another cave might not have that one. And this also means that we get naturally generated waterfalls, which is so pretty. And it also kind of gives like new ways to traverse the underground. You can actually go cave rafting.
Yeah, so you'll see in a bit that our player here will actually use a boat to raft. And that is just such an exciting opportunity to be able to traverse the caves in a very different way than you used to.
Yeah,
I can't use boats.
We were playtesting, and then one of the devs like, look at this, it's so fun, and all of us just started to go with the boat on the waterfall. It was a lot of fun.
So another thing to note here is that you could see that a lot of the ores were actually glowing. This is just for preview purposes. Ores aren't going to glow now. It's just that the caves tend to be quite dark, and we want to make sure that players can see the shapes of the cave.
Now, will that only be for the like normal caves, or will this run across all of the new cave biomes?
So the really cool thing is that like the new cave shapes and sizes is completely independent from the new biomes. So that means that we have so much variation. Because for example, a lush cave can, for example, generate in a super narrow tunnel, but it can also generate in like a huge cavern, and that creates completely different atmospheres, but it's still the same biome. So we're really gonna have lots of variation on the ground now.
You've been calling two of the different cave types spaghetti and Swiss cheese? Like that's how varied the caves could be?
Yes, I mean, there are so many different variables with how the variation works, and I mean, it has even more variation than the overworld itself. It's just crazy.
It's a lot. Yeah, some of the caves, for example, have really cool pillars, and some are more like flat, some are tall. Lots of variation.
Very nice. And you have another new cave biome to show us.
Time for a new
So
one.
we have the Dripstone Caves biome.
Wow.
And whenever I think about the idea of a cave update, the image of stalagmites and stalactites comes into my head. But adding these are pretty difficult. It's a very unique shape that Minecraft isn't really accustomed to. But I think the way that the artist put it into Minecraft works quite well. And of course, there's some mechanics surrounding this. So you can see that someone destroyed the block up the top, and so the dripstone fell down. And also, unfortunately for this zombie here, if you fall on these dripstones, you get hurt.
Poor zombie.
There's another interesting mechanic in the dripstone caves.
Yes, so maybe you saw in the video that, like, from the stalactites, you could see that it was like dripping water. So actually, if you put a cauldron under a stalactite, it will fill up with water. So it's renewable water.
I have something really amazing in this update for sort of redstone engineers out there.
Yes, so we've actually been thinking about this redstone block that lives in the deep dark, a new biome at the deepest depths of the world. We're not going to talk about this biome too much today, but we are going to show some of the blocks and maybe later a mob that comes from it. So if we look at the video, we can actually see that it's basically this growth, and this is called the skulk blocks. And one of the blocks is called the skulk sensor. This is the new redstone block. As you can
Wireless
see, when
redstone.
you place or destroy a block, or if you have footsteps, it'll actually detect the vibrations around and then emit a redstone signal. So this is going to be very interesting for redstone players.
Yeah, I can't
we
wait
even have a
for
mechanic
maps.
around it where you can actually use wool with wool occlusion to essentially prevent signals from being able to get into the skulk sensor. So let's take a look at that now. And as you can see here, I walked next to the skulk sensor, and it's actually kind of doing an infinite loop where the piston is causing a vibration, and then it's activating the skulk sensor and going over and over again. But here, I've actually put a wool block in between the piston, which prevents the signal from going to the skulk sensor. This can allow you to even do sort of directional skulk sensors where you can put wool blocks on each side and only allow it to detect vibrations in front of it. And vibrations can be so many different things. It can be a snowball hit, it could be an arrow, it could be footsteps, it could be blocks, anything.
So cool.
Yeah.
And another thing, we had a bit of a happy accident with this because we realized that we get wireless redstone thanks to the skulk sensor.
Yes.
So, and we didn't even plan to add it, but then when we started playtesting, we're like, wait, we got wireless redstone, and that's so exciting. And well, you can just build so many cool things with that. It's gonna be exciting to see what the community will build.
Yeah, you're really looking for community feedback to make sure this feels great for everyone.
Absolutely. I think because this is such a unique mechanic, we really want to make sure that we get it right. And, we love the redstone community and we want to make sure that we do it right. So any feedback you have, any ideas, send it to us and we will work with you to make this the best block that it can be.
And now, we said there's another mob coming later, but I think it's time for a new mob coming to the Caves and Cliffs update.
It is. And this is a very scary mob. And it lives in the deepest of the underground, in the deep dark. And this is a very dark place. And the cool thing is that this mob is very well adapted to the environment. So it can't see anything. So it's the first blind mob in Minecraft. And that's very interesting because it gives such interesting mechanics. So instead, it will react to vibrations, just like the skulk sensor block. So if you aren't like very careful when you walk around in the deep dark, you might upset that mob.
Yeah, with this mob, we really wanted to make sure that we kind of recaptured that feeling of the first night of Minecraft. And like we can often forget that Minecraft can be a pretty scary game. So we wanted to make sure that we kind of go back to that. I mean, caves can be scary. They're dark. And all I'm going to say is that when you go into the deep dark, I want to make sure that you're very quiet and watch closely for the warden.
Okay, guys, here we are traversing this, and we're gonna find the warden. Now, the wireless redstone is activating, and the warden acts just like this wireless redstone, as we'll be able to see in a second. Feels vibrations, and so does the skulk sensors. This new skulk biome, the skulk growth, all of this stuff, the vibrations, it's very amazing, and I can't wait to see redstone with it, like in maps, but you still want to be you want to make sure that when you're placing torches, you do not stumble across the warden. Looks like there's candles and new blocks. I haven't seen that stone before, but it looks like there's new, like, there's like pre-built houses. Oh, there's the warden. Oh my gosh, I love the candles though, but oh my gosh, there's the warden. He's blind though, so he uses vibrations to know where things are, and he walks kind of like an iron golem, and like looks like one. So you could direct him away from you if you're quiet enough. So we're just gonna head way away. No, do not. Okay, you should never try this. Do not shoot the warden, because then the warden will sense the vibrations and come running at you. In my opinion, it's better if you don't even look at the warden, but you need to run if you do attack him, because there's really, right now, there's no drop that he drops. So, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh. Now, he's really strong.
What did we just see?
Another thing that's really important to note is in that video, I was wearing full netherite armor, so it's very powerful. You definitely want to watch out. Yeah.
Which I think also is such an interesting gameplay, because like if you want to, you can avoid it, but then you need to really be careful, like sneak all the time to not make like any kind of movement that it will detect. But that's a lot of fun, and it's like feels scary, but in the good way.
Okay, so here you are, just traversing underground, and you find amethyst. Now, it's not an ore, but it's amazing. And it's going to be used to make something really cool too. And it can only spawn on these blocks. And if you step on these blocks, it'll make this clinking noise. And we'll get to what the amethyst can craft in a second.
So beautiful.
That the moment you turn the corner and you see that glowing thing, that's so it's like incredible.
The atmosphere in the crystal geode, it's like mystical. They're so pretty, and we were thinking a lot about like what is the purpose for crystals in Minecraft. And one thing is like they should have a use, and we will talk more about one of the usages soon. But the other thing is a lot about just adding a lot to the experience of exploring. And we want them to be quite rare, so when you find them, it's really gonna be like magical, because they're just beautiful. And you know, when you walk on the crystals, you hear these sounds.
Yeah, it's just, we talked before about the pillar of underground of Marvel. And I feel they're just the perfect feature for that sort of pillar, right?
But you can't just take them with you.
Right, so you can break the crystal plant we saw in the video, but they actually grow from a very special block. And that block is unobtainable. It's sort of like you think about spawners, right? You cannot just take it and put it in your base. It makes you go and build farms all around your world. And that also encourages you to create tunnels between them and find out ways of transferring those items from place to place. And I just love those sort of features that really encourage other gameplay in the game.
mentioned a usefulness to them.
Oh, yeah.
So, from those crystal plants, you get crystal shards items, and you can actually use them to craft a telescope.
So here you are, and you can craft a telescope. We don't know the exact recipe, but kind of like Optifine, but not as cool. But you can see things far away, and I think this will be very useful, especially for me because I don't have Optifine. I don't want to go through all that trouble to get it,
Yeah,
so this will be amazing.
It is. It's such a useful item. Super cool. And the cool thing is that, so yes, you use the crystal shards to craft them, but you also need something more, and that's also a new thing that we added.
Okay, just mining, and you know what we'll find, guys? Copper ore. Now this ore, just like redstone, it's not. You can't make armor out of it. But look at that, guys. This is amazing. Copper in Minecraft.
Copper! I think I got inspired by the pretty copper roofs in Stockholm, and they are all green because we have so many like old buildings here. And we've actually added that mechanic to Minecraft as well. So, you know, if you
Aging.
place a copper block, it will first be orange, but after a while, a pretty long time, it will turn green. And it's something, I think it's so cool, because it actually adds history to Minecraft. Because, for example, if you have a really old Minecraft world, then you can see on like a house and like, oh, the roof turned all green, and then you know that that house has been there for a really long time.
So here's the time lapse. As you can see, there were so many days going by. And as you can see, the copper is getting greener and greener. It's very cool. I just think that is so cool. Copper.
And copper won't only be used for the telescope. You actually have another really cool thing that you'll be able to craft with it.
So, Jens talked a bit before about these design principles that we have in Minecraft. And one of them is that if something bad happens, the player either caused it or it has a way to sort of avoid it. And one of those exceptions, for example, is lightning striking. Now, some people like to build wooden roofs in Minecraft. Some even build wall roofs.
Looking at me,
Right.
it's not at all like the grandest castle in my realm actually has a roof fully built of wool.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
No,
But
we did get some fires.
yeah, so to try to help the players with that, we are introducing the lightning rod.
Okay, so here you are. You got the lightning rod, and you're gonna go up to the top of your roof, and boom, you place down the lightning rod. Again, we don't know the exact crafting recipe, but it will actually attract lightning away from your roof to the lightning rod. So, yeah, it won't strike anything, just the lightning rod.
That is very useful for all the wool roofs out there. Players already have a lot of trouble with their inventory and the amount of items.
Oh my
But you
gosh.
have an idea for that.
Yes. So, as you know, we keep adding new blocks and new items all the time, and that do create a bit of an inventory problem. And we're aware of that, and we've actually been thinking quite a lot how we can solve it, because we want to have like a good gameplay solution, we want it to be balanced, and we actually have an item in this update that will be really helpful, and it's the bundles.
Bundles. So there you are, walking around. You might have a lot of items on you, and your friend hands you a bundle, or you can craft one. Now, you can put multiple items into one bundle, which makes, but you until it gets to 64, so you can have like multiple items in one slot, different kinds of items. So you could have like tons and tons of flowers like that, and it would just be so cool. And then you can go over here, there's a chest, tons of bundles. Now you shouldn't put one block into it.
Bundles.
Yeah.
So the thing with the bundle is that you can place many different kinds of items in one bundle. So many different kinds of items in one inventory slot. So for example, I can take these 2 flowers and 1 seed and put them in one bundle. It's great.
And you can kind of use them like presents too.
Oh yes, I'm so excited about seeing what players do them in like shopping district, right? You can have the bundle of the day, which has a bunch of things with it, or you can have secret bundles where you have 3 of them in a chest, but you get a random one. I think it's really gonna be cool.
Yes, and for example, if your friend has a birthday, you can put like your prettiest item in the bundle because it looks like a gift wrapper, and then you can give it to your friend.
That's so cool.
I've been working on this exciting new mob. This new mob will be the cutest predator ever existed in Minecraft.
Cutest predator.
Until I saw those sketches by the art team, I didn't really understand what archaeology in Minecraft even means.
Archaeology?
Archaeology.
Yes, so we're actually adding a new system called the archaeology system. In this system, you're basically going to find these excavation sites all throughout your world. And you can make this new tool called the brush that is going to help you uncover the mysteries of all these dig sites. So you come to one of these ancient structures and you can sort of use the brush to clear away some of the rubble that may have collapsed in those structures. And sometimes you might even find something shiny inside.
Shiny.
But, and this is important, if you are not careful enough, like in real life, you can destroy that artifact. And when that artifact is gone, that artifact and all the secrets it held are gone forever. But if you're careful enough, if you take your time and you're deliberate, you can get some of those hidden artifacts.
Blue
And for example,
ceramic
here
shard.
we got a ceramic shard, which is basically how whoever lived here used to tell and pass on their stories.
I love the story sides of the
Adventure.
archaeology because we often talk about that we want to deepen the mystery in Minecraft. And when you find these hidden artifacts, you kind of find like connections and hints. And we will never tell the full story, but these will inspire the players to tell their own stories about their own Minecraft worlds.
Exactly. I think it's going to be really exciting to see what players do with them. For example, here we see an exhibition that someone built for this, where he can compare all the different clues he finds, right, and try to preserve whatever was down here. And he can compare what we found with whatever new thing, and sort of try to connect the pieces, right? And here we see those pieces connected in a clay pot, actually trying to reconstruct them
Yeah.
back.
I wonder
And
how you
can
get the
create
clay
that
pot.
however you like. You can create your own stories, or try to guess how those pieces used to connect.
It's also so fun to be very creative with these new pots because you can put the shards in any way you want.
Exactly, and when you're pleased with your creation, you can fire them up, and you have your own painted clay pot.
I wonder how you get
Pretty.
the pots.
So
You've
near.
been hinting at a new mob like over the course of the show, like 3 or 4 times. So are you going to tell us about it now, please?
Now we're gonna tell you. It's the cutest predator you will ever meet.
There you are in the dripstone caves, and you're gonna find axolotls. We're looking around, and you could find them in the water, and you'll see what she means by the cutest predators you'll ever meet. 2 different color variants. I personally like the brownish one better, but the pink ones, right there.
I feel
Will
like
help
there's
you in
only
battles.
one sound I can make after seeing that, which is like.
It's
Cute.
so adorable. The axolotls.
How did you decide on axolotls?
So when we add a new mob to Minecraft, we really wanted to have like its own unique character. We wanted to have purpose. And it's also a very good thing if it happens to be ugly cute. And the axolotl is perfect. It has all of these things. Well, I guess on the ugly cuteness, it might be quite a big emphasis on the cute side, but still. And we actually had a brainstorm in the team. So we were like, okay, we're gonna add goats, but we want to add another animal. And then one of the developers posted like a big picture of an axolotl, and we all went like, yes.
Yes, this
It's
right
perfect.
now.
It's like the definition of ugly cute. It's like made for Minecraft. And then we also found out that axolotls are endangered in the real world, and we think it's good to add endangered animals to Minecraft to create awareness around that. So that's also a good thing.
Like with the bees.
Yes, like with the bees last year, for example. Yeah, so the axolotls, as you saw in the video, they live in the lush caves and they really add a lot of life to the lush caves. And there's also a bucket of axolotls.
Didn't think it could get
Later,
cuter,
but that is just so cute. I don't know how to handle it, but it's so cute. So when you're walking around in the lush caves and you see some axolotls, then you can actually scoop them up in your bucket and take them with you. So maybe you build like a pretty aquarium for them in your base, or maybe you bring them to your ocean adventure.
So there you are. You go to an abandoned underwater monument. What's it called? An ocean monument. And you got your axolotls, and they attack for you. And they also have this play dead ability where no mob will attack them.
And
They're
now
so
I see
cool.
why you're calling them the cutest predator you'll ever meet.
Exactly. So when you scoop them up in a bucket, you can actually create your own axolotl army, basically, and charge into the oceans with them, and they will help you fight various. They'll attack cute fish as well, but they'll help you fight the drowns and the guardians, and they're actually quite useful when fighting guardians because they have this special ability that whenever they take damage, they sort of play dead, and when they're playing dead, no mob will actually attack them. So they have this time to regen back health and then jump back into the fight together with you. And if you learn how to cooperate with them really well, they might even heal you during the battle.
That is so cool.
But guys, that is it. That has been Minecraft Live. Guys, I thought that was so cool. If you guys did too, please make sure to drop a like and check out Minecraft 1.17 once it comes out. But guys, my name is Aztec, and I will hopefully be seeing you guys in more videos in the future. Yeah. Man, I love the Warden. It's gotta be my favorite. The axolotl is also so cool. But yeah. I can't wait for the Caves and Cliffs update. Aztec.